welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you've never been here before. For those of you who don't know, I lost 100 pounds and became a competitive athlete. I have been maintaining my weight loss since about 2017 now, with some minor fluctuations, but losing weight and staying thin for aesthetic reasons is no longer my focus. I got super into fitness, and now I am all about Spartan racing. That is where my passion is. That is what brings me joy. That is what keeps me going. So now that Spartan racing is about to resume, I am wanting to focus on providing some tips and tricks for getting into Spartan, how to stay competitive in Spartan, and just overall how to really make the most of your Spartan experience. Or honestly, I feel like a lot of these tips and tricks are going to be able to be applied to any kind of new activity or fitness journey you take yourself on. What I wanted to talk about today is getting a coach. Do you need to get a coach? Do you want to get a coach? Can you afford a coach? How can getting a coach help you when it comes to Spartan racing, obstacle course racing in general, or honestly, even any sport that you might be interested in? So I started out Spartan racing just kind of like on a whim. I joined a group training gym. They did have Spartan specific training, but of course it was group training, so it wasn't super applicable to me or my specific needs. But honestly, at that point I was super new to the sport, and so I think it did just fine. It really changed me. It made me a great athlete for where I was at in my journey. So in the fall of 2019, I competed in the Spartan World Championship race, and I got my ass kicked. Like, I got 17th. I mean, there was like 20 something girls, I think close to 30. Some girls did DNF. I took 5 hours and 18 minutes, pretty much forever. If you click this link up here, you can actually see some clips from my race. Best thing, hardest thing I ever did, but I realized I've got some work to do. I did 360 burpees that day, and I just wasn't very fast. So at that point, I had actually started working with a Spartan coach, somebody who was on the Spartan Pro team. I had only been just training one-on-one with her 1 day a week for like an hour-ish. The running thing isn't really something we had touched on yet. We were basically just working on like Spartan specific strength, and she had some obstacle type things at her house, and we would work on those. I really started to form a close bond with her and be super inspired by her. I really started to learn what it takes to have the mindset of somebody who was a professional elite athlete in my sport. I would say that I was more actually fascinated about learning about her mindset than I was the actual sport. So I decided I needed a running coach, or I needed this coach, trainer, friend, mentor I already had. I needed her to help me more. So I asked her if she did run programming, if she would be willing to coach me. I knew that she was super focused, obviously, on her own career in the sport, as well as the additional 12 careers that she had going on. Not only was she a pro, is she a pro in the sport, she was a collegiate athlete, and she actually has multiple degrees related to the field, and she's a professor. I reached out to her and I was like, is this something you could help me with? I think I need to run better or more. At that point, I was doing these medium to long runs on Saturdays with my group training gym. We would slowly work our way up, so we might start at 5 miles in the beginning of the season and then work up to 12 miles. I did that every Saturday. That was great. I was decently fast. I did okay, but I would just go out there and run as hard as possible every time. And that was my only running, other than about 1 day a week at the group training gym. We did kind of what you'll hear referred to often as compromise running. So we would do a station at the gym. So we do bear crawls, and then maybe we do monkey bars, and then we do some tire flips, and then we'd run around the block. And then we'd repeat that for a whole 45 minute to 1 hour session. So that was great. I think that really helped set a good foundation for me. But honestly, at the end of the day, I was probably running anywhere from 5 to 14 miles a week, just depending on where we were at. Usually towards the end of the summer, getting closer to the World Championship race, I was running maybe 15, maybe. So I knew I needed to run more. At that time, that was enough running for me. I don't think I was even ready to make a change and do more running. I liked running to prepare for a race, but I didn't just like running to run. I liked running to try to be faster than other people. I liked running to try to be faster than myself, but I didn't have any interest in being a better runner. I didn't know how to be a better runner. I had never honestly even been taught the mechanics of running. I knew nothing about it. I was just going out there and doing what I could do. And I think one of the big things that kind of inspired me to get a coach and find the funding, find the budget to make this happen was looking at what everybody else was doing. I follow a lot of people on Instagram. Like, most of my Instagram feed is fellow Spartan athletes. There's so many of them out there. And I was kind of like watching what other people were doing, and I was seeing other people tag their coach and tag their certain running program. And I was like, maybe that's something I should be doing. So I reached out to my coach. Well, at the time, she was my personal trainer for one session a week and friend. And she said, absolutely. Yeah, let's see what we can do. The first thing she did was we connected on Garmin. She went through it and looked at my history. What had I been doing? And that's part of the way that you know that you have a good coach. They want to see your background. They want to see what you've been doing, and therefore they can decide what route to take you. So she looked at like how many miles I had been running, and she set up a plan for me. We ended up becoming friends, and we actually started sharing our long runs on Sundays. So as I was running more with her and getting to know more about like what inspires her and what it took for me to be an athlete, things started to change. We just had a lot of conversations. She was more than a coach. She was a mentor. She was a friend. And I realized that not every coaching experience is going to be like that. I guess what's special about my coaching experience is that I do have a pro in my specific sport that lives down the street that I can train with. That she doesn't train a bunch of other athletes. She has time to do that with me. And as I mentioned, we're not just like coach trainee at this point. We became friends, and she really picked me up in my little baby running background and started to mentor me. She taught me what it took to work hard and to have confidence. And you know, she told me one of the best things about me was that I was coachable. I was willing to do anything she said. I just wanted to be good. I wanted to be her. I wanted to work hard and see what I was capable of. Something that I felt like in high school, because I was overweight and stuff, nobody really had any type of like belief maybe that I could do these really hard things. And so she told me, you know, you're coachable. You'll do what I tell you to, and that's going to help you go far. So I just kept doing what she told me to. I trusted that I was learning from the best. And as I was running with her more, I would say things like, oh, I'm just not very fast. I'm slow. And, you know, I'm not a runner. I'm not an athlete. I've never been a runner. I've never been an athlete. And she was always like, no, shut it down. Stop saying that. You're an athlete now. You are no longer somebody who's trying to lose weight, get thin. You are an athlete, and you have to think like an athlete. And anytime I had any negative self-talk, she shut it down. She didn't let it happen. Like, honestly, it was going to probably interfere with her workout, having to hear my negative talk. And she believed in me, and having somebody believe that I could do hard things helped me believe that I could do hard things. It's been something that's truly changed my life. And like I said, not everybody who gets a coach will have that unique experience, but maybe even if they're not your coach, maybe you can find a mentor or a friend in the sport, somebody with more experience than you, somebody who you see pushing hard. If you reach out to them, I'm sure that they would take you under their wing if they have time. Confidence in the sport is everything. And that's another thing that she taught me. Like, stop thinking you can't do things. I would be like, oh, the Olympus wall is just hard. I can't do it. Twister is hard. I just can't do it. She's like, stop saying that. But I needed her to tell me, stop doubting yourself. You have to believe. You have to see yourself completing the obstacles. You have to see yourself succeeding. And having her tell me that continued to change me, and it changed the amount of confidence I had. And I just kept thinking too, like, I am slow. I was fat my whole life. I can't be fast. I can't be this fit. It's actually interesting because she's even said, like, well, I noticed that, like, you excel at these certain type of workouts. And she's basically told me that she words my workouts in a certain way or sets them up a certain way because she has me figured out, whatever that means. There's certain things that I respond to better, and she knows that. And through our coaching, like, training relationship, she's really taken the time to understand that, and that's really helping me to improve. I'm not really sure exactly what she's figured out or what she's doing, but it's working. I am getting faster, I am getting stronger, and most importantly, I'm getting more confident. And I think that having a coach or a mentor in this sport is truly everything. Getting a coach is great for a lot of reasons. First off, yeah, they can help you actually have organized workouts that are specific to your sport and your ability. If you have the funds and know somebody that can coach you for your specific sport and your specific abilities, I would highly encourage you to make that time and money investment. It changes things so much, and make sure that that coach is a good fit for you. Like, you want to be making sure that you're paying for something that is benefiting you. And maybe you won't be able to have this like super close relationship with them because they don't live down the road, but make sure that it's somebody who's paying attention to what you're doing, who's trying to understand you, because that's the way that you are going to improve so much. And I will say another plus side of having a coach is that I have not been injured since I've had a specific like run program, other than a little bit of like some foot issue after running a 35-mile like virtual race, which is, bound to happen, which bounced back quickly. My coach knew how to deal with it. Anytime I had any like little niggle, naggle, anything, I let her know. And that's another great thing about my training is that she has like a response column where I tell her like how well I did, how hard it was, how many miles I ran, and just like my general response, like what I struggled with or what I excelled with. And I'll tell her, my ankle was bothering me a little bit. Sometimes, maybe no big deal, but she does watch for like patterns. If I've said that multiple times, then, a few workouts later, she might say, if it's still hurting, run 35 minutes, not 40. Something that I didn't mention earlier was that actually once COVID hit, because of the lack of gyms, I actually stopped going to my group training gym. So it's been almost a year now that I stopped going to that gym, which I loved. I loved my gym family. That's how I got into Spartan. Still love so many people there. Learned so much from that gym and the people there. But once I wasn't able to really go there anymore because of COVID and not really comfortable doing that even once it opened again, I actually asked my running coach to start doing my strength programming as well. So I don't have much of a home gym. I have this RAM roller here, 55 pounds. I have like a 40-pound sandbag. I have medicine ball, a couple 30-pound weights, pull-up bar, some resistance bands. That's really all. I have a bucket. And I do all my strength with these few implements. And I also learned that I don't actually really need to lift like super heavy in order to be a good athlete. And that's another thing. Being at the group training gym, I was always trying to outdo everybody. So I was like trying to run faster, lift heavier. And I think that stunted me a lot. I was doing too much. Even like I have like a secondary long run where it's like an easy run, just effort based, just like go easy, go whatever pace feels good. And even then, like because of Strava, I would like get on Strava. I'm like, oh, other people in my age group are running like 8-minute miles on their long runs. I have to do that. I don't want people to look and think I'm slow. Well, I finally learned after many podcasts and my coach telling me many times, like, chill out, just go slow, that slow running actually does help. So I take my easy runs easy. I have gotten faster, and if anybody's peeping my Strava and thinks that they're just gonna kick my butt at the next race, I'm gonna say that that's not true. Strava doesn't say anything. All my rests and everything are included in all my pace. So if you're one of those like people out there on Strava looking at what everybody else is doing and being like, oh, I have to do more, I suck, I'm so slow, you're probably not. A lot of people I feel like put on a Strava show. So don't put too much thought into what people are saying on Strava. This is kind of just my overview of like why I got a coach, how it's helped, maybe some insight, like if you're thinking about whether or not you need a coach. I don't think that my coach is actually taking on other clients. Like I said, she's super focused on her own sports career and she has like 12 other jobs. If it's okay with her, I will link her Instagram in the bio. You can follow her. She actually got 6th in Worlds last year. She's an amazing athlete. She's done a lot of great things. She did great in the mountain series last year. And by last year, I mean 2019, since 2020 didn't count, I guess. I will be in Jacksonville. She will be in Jacksonville. First national series race of the year. First race in a year. It's going to be interesting. I am definitely hoping to get a podium spot in my 30 to 34 age group. And I'm just so excited to see where I am at now, because my last race was in February of 2020. I did get to race in San Jose and I placed like 6th and 7th or something. I'm not really sure. Something of that sort. And I actually did get 4th in a sprint in January last year. And that was my first year in 30 to 34. So I'm crossing my fingers that my mind can stay right. I can be fast, I can be strong, and I can hit that podium. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that I have my very best race and I put it all out there. And I listen to everything my trainer has told me, everything I know about myself, and I really focus on myself. And that's another thing that she's taught me. I would like get on Athlinks and I'd be like, oh, so-and-so is going to be at this race and they beat me this one time, or like I beat them that one time. And she's like, why are you wasting time? All you can do is what you can do. All you can do is show up and do your very best. That's literally the only thing you can do on race day. You cannot control anybody else. That's so true. Anyway, I hope to see many of you in Jacksonville, and if you guys have never done a Spartan race, I hope to see you on the course. Please feel free to reach out. I'm going to put my Instagram right here somewhere. You can go follow me on there. It's AmberMay_OCR. I post Spartan related content, mostly fitness-y stuff. If you are new to Spartan and you're like, I don't even know why this video is in my feed, I don't know why I'm watching this, please go look up Spartan Race. I will put their link in the bio, like their YouTube link. I'll link the website. Go look it up. Go get inspired. Go find other people on my Instagram that I follow. It's a good time. It will change your life. I don't care if you're 400, 500 pounds, 100 pounds, tall, short, old, young, literally Spartan is for everybody. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.